my God, I'm so mad at my twin flame. They're still with their toxic person. They're still not reaching out. They're not choosing me. They're not treating me well. I'm really, really mad at them. I'm also mad why they don't reach out. Why don't they reach out? If they don't reach out by next Friday, then they don't have to reach out at all anymore, because I'm just so over them. I'm just done. I'm just done. Maybe you have read comments like this in some twin flame channels. Maybe you have read comments like this in some kind of Facebook groups, twin flame groups, and we want to talk about that today because that kind of energy, of course, is keeping them away, and it's not their fault. So this video is about several issues. First of all, can we even be that mad with our true twin flame? Is that possible? Then I'm going to tell you that why this kind of energy is keeping that person away. So you can't wait for a long time. They're not coming. And then of course we're going to talk about mirroring and the law of assumption. Okay. But before we start, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Janine. I am a spiritual coach. I have been coaching people on their soul connection journeys since 2005. So I've spoken to thousands of people. I am a licensed astrologer, law of attraction coach, Ho'oponopono coach, hypnotherapist. Also, I am a psychic medium. So I do think I have plenty of experience when it comes to soul connections and twin flame connections. If you like this video, please leave a like and a comment, because your feedback helps me to understand what kind of content you like so I can create more like it. But first of all, I would like to talk about if we have this kind of resentment towards the other person, can it be a twin flame? And I honestly think no. Of course, you can be mad at a twin flame for a short period of time. I've had clients that have been mad. I have been mad, of course, or sad or disappointed, but only for a short period of time, like a couple of days maximum, because you just love this person so much. And also you are so connected with that person that you see them, you see everything about them. You see their good sides, your shadow sides, also their fears and their hurts. So if you know that this person is not an evil person, I mean, their twin flame is a divine counterpart, right? It's not a distorted counterpart, it is a divine counterpart, which means there may be some traits like running and chasing, because if you are still in the anxious attachment style, if you have unhealed stuff when it comes to fear, loss and abandonment, they cannot give you commitment. It's not possible. If you're not stable in self-love, they cannot choose you. It's not possible. And they come into your life to show you what needs to be healed. But if they're like a really toxic person or a true narcissistic person, it's not a divine counterpart. But in a twin flame connection, of course, when they withdraw or they promise you to reach out and then they don't, yes, it hurts. And of course, it is just human to be mad at them. But in a true twin flame connection, I mean, you already are a bit ascended and you're getting more and more ascended. And of course, you already understood, or you're about to understand in a divine counterpart connection, that they are your mirror, so it's not their fault. And so you snap out of this energy very quickly, especially since in a true divine counterpart connection, you love that person. It's not about I want to possess you. It's not about I need you. It's not about I've got this void inside of me and you fill it. No, it's genuine love for that person. It's true love. It's your person, right? And if you really love someone, then you can't hold on to a grudge. I mean, I'm not a mom, but imagine your mom, maybe some of you are, or a father, and your child does something. You still love them, right? Maybe you're mad at them for like a couple of minutes, but they're your child and you love them. And you wouldn't call them like toxic or whatever, right? It's your child. And the twin flame connection is like this really intense bond as well. So you would not hold on to grudges for a long time. It is something that can, of course, happen in the first reaction to something, yes, but you will grow out of that rather quickly and then just have sympathy for, whatever's going on in their life. Also, I mean, a divine counterpart or any kind of relationship, it's not their job to make you happy, it's your job to make you happy. And they're just coming on top. Of course, they shouldn't make you unhappy. If they make you unhappy, then not a twin flame, leave that and find someone better. But first of all, raise your self-concept so you can attract someone better, or they can change. So, well, if this video already helped you a little bit so far and you've got some new information that is beneficial to you, then again, please like and leave a comment so that I get that feedback. And also, please subscribe and hit the bell icon, because that way you won't miss another upload. I upload twin flame videos every Monday for the Twin Flame 101 playlist, and right now every Friday I'm debunking a new twin flame myth. I already recorded plenty of videos, and during the weeks I often have manifesting videos. Check that out. I also have a meditation video on Ho'oponopono, specifically forgiving your love interest, your twin flame. And you can check that out. But now let's get back to the video. But twin flame or not, if you're mad at them, like I was just pretending to be in the beginning, do you think this kind of energy is drawing someone in? I mean, imagine it be vice versa. You know that someone is mad at you. Do you like to reach out? No, you're staying away from that person where you know they're going to yell at you or nag or confront you with anything. Nobody likes that. And it doesn't matter if men or women, but also men, they like to find a woman where they're feeling comfortable with, where they're feeling loved, and not where they feel like they're getting like put down all the time and she's nagging and talking bad to him, or if she's giving him the feeling he has to perform in a specific kind of way. Nobody likes that. Nobody likes to be pressured, and that's very much still connected to the chasing energy or to the anxious attachment style. And of course, I wouldn't want to contact that person when I know that they're in this toxic energy. And let's be honest, this mad energy, like blaming the other person, still being a victim mentality, that is toxic. And if you are in toxic energy, you cannot attract divine energy. They cannot possibly come. And that is what mirroring is. Mirroring does not mean that they are exactly like you. Now, some people, yeah, and it annoys me so much, they label their twin flame a narcissist. Okay, and they're in victim mentality, and then they're saying, oh, they have to do that. They have to treat me this way. It's their fault for not treating me like that. And when we learn about mirroring, they're like, but I'm not a narcissist. Well, first of all, if you're mad at them for not acting the way that you want them to act, what does that make you? If you put your needs higher than theirs? Because that is often what happens. Like, I don't care if he's not feeling well, because his not feeling well is not making me feel well. So, you see, it's already difficult, right? It's already toxic. But them being a narcissist does not mean that you are a narcissist. It is usually somebody who has problems to say no when they should, and they say yes even though they don't want to. They have a self-bad concept. They let other people use them. They always tend to give all the time, and there is no balance. And yeah, again, they let other people use them because they have difficulties with boundaries. Maybe they're like a helper syndrome, and that can be a good thing. I mean, if help is needed and asked for, if it's unsolicited, it may not always be a good thing. But it is usually like this kind of person who doesn't have any like firm boundaries, and who shows the universe, look, universe, I don't deserve to be treated well, I don't do it myself. And then the universe is like, well, okay, if you don't deserve to be treated well, then we will send you somebody who's not treating you well, until you show us that you deserve to be treated well, not by yelling at the other person, setting boundaries like, oh, you need to do that. That's not going to work. But by making sure you do stuff that you like, you get rid of things like people, jobs, etc. that make you feel bad, and you learn to give your body a break when your body needs a break. If you show the universe, I deserve to be treated good, and I have forgiven people in the past who've not treated me well, then the universe can mirror you somebody who's treating you well. But if you have been treated bad in the past, probably because you were not in self-love, maybe you still aren't, and you're still seeing yourself as the victim, then that is what is getting mirrored back to you. You will stay the victim, and the victim is the perfect match for the perpetrator, the narcissist. They're perfect. We have one person who, if it's really a true narcissist, I also feel we are way too quick to judge other people like that. If you're not licensed therapists, I don't think we can label other people. They may be a true narcissist, but very often it is people who are like, okay, you don't do what I want this from you, you don't give it to me, you're the narcissist. If it's this kind of dynamic, especially since a true narcissist would be narcissistic towards everyone, like their family, their friends, and not just single out towards you. So that is something you can check to see if you're really dealing with a narcissist. But again, a person who's like the narcissist or labeled as narcissist is the perfect fit for the person who sees themselves as the victim. So if you want them to change, then you have to change the victim mentality by forgiving everyone in the past where you felt like they used you in some kind of way. You can use the revision technique, which to me is the most potent technique to really overcome stuff, and I have a link in the description box below. You could use Ho'oponopono or any other kind of technique. To me, those are the two that work best. And once you have done the healing and you've cleared out of your frequency that I have been victimized, and you have cleared your assumptions about they are XYZ, toxic, narcissistic, then they get to change. Not before, because that's how mirroring works. If you eat unhealthy, you have acne, the mirror will show you acne as long as it's on your face. So it's up to you to change your diet, your assumptions, your thoughts, and then they can change. If you wait for them to change so that you change your image about them, you will wait for a long time. It's not going to happen. And even if you manage to get out of this situation, you will attract the next situation like this again, because it's the perfect match for you. As long as you are in victim mentality, the perfect match for you is the person who's victimizing you. So we need to change that. And that is also the law of assumption. The law of assumption means whatever your assumptions are, you're getting mirrored back. And it's your assumptions about yourself, about love, men and women, and relationship, and specifically about them. So you can change your image about yourself, as I said, by healing the situations that created the energy of you being victimized. And also then, of course, by starting to see them. If you want them to come with their best behavior, you need to start seeing them like that in your mental eye, by affirming that they are amazing, by visualizing them being amazing. Or if you talk to them in your mind, don't yell at them. That kind of energy, they will feel it, not consciously, but their soul is going to pick up on that, and they're not going to come when you argue with them. Also, you show the universe, oh, I like to fight, because the universe thinks, why should you come down on this earth and waste your time thinking about stuff you don't want to experience? So whatever you put your focus on, the universe is going to blow up and make more of it. So the more you fight with them in your mind, in your inner conversations, the more you focus on them being toxic. And worst thing you can do is then talking about them being toxic or writing it in groups. The more you put attention to it, the more you tell the universe, oh, I like it when they're toxic. But you don't, right? You don't. But if you want them to change, again, draw your attention away from what you don't like. If you say they're toxic right now, okay, then let them be. Take a step back, break off the contact for a while at least, focus on yourself, focus on your self-image, and then when you talk to them in your mind, or you visualize them, or you affirm, you see their best version. You see them in their best behavior, treating you like a king or queen, and themselves also being a king or a queen, because we don't want anybody above us. We want somebody who is our equal, right? See them as your equal and see them treating you as their equal. And sooner or later, that will be the new order to the universe. It may take a while. The more energy you've already put in the negative stuff, the longer it may take. It will take a while, so don't think necessarily, oh, I'm been thinking positively for 3 days and hasn't happened yet, always see it like, you know, the old scales where you put the weights on one side and the goods on the other. And if you already put a lot of like weights or stones on the no side, then thinking about them positive like 3 days puts like 3 tiny stones on the yes side. This is still the dominant side, right? And the universe will always mirror you what's dominant. So we have to take stones off the no side by doing revision, ho'oponopono, not just towards them, but towards everyone in your past that led to you putting stones on this no side. It's not just them, you know, it's like everyone who's treated you that way. That is karmic cycles, you know, you get the same thing shown over and over and over again. So you put the negative stones off, you stay on a mental diet, which means you try to avoid putting your stones here by thinking negatively. You learn to, when you go there, to just turn around in the other direction. And then when you manifest by affirming, you work on your self-concept, you will put more stones on the yes side, and sooner or later it will shift, and then that is the dominant energy, and then you will see it manifest. So don't give up, because if it's not manifested yet, it just means the negative side is still the dominant side. You know, it may not take 3 days for it to shift. You know, if you're already like pretty close, then of course it can happen really quick, right? But if you've put a lot of negative thoughts and energy and anger, then there's a lot of negative weight on this side, and maybe none or very little on this side. So it does require work, yes. But once it is shifted, it will have to get mirrored. It's the law of assumption. It is a universal law that is valid for all of us, just like gravitation. You probably haven't seen people just like floating away, because gravitation is, yeah, a law for all of us, just like the law of assumption. So if you've been trying to manifest and it didn't work, then that was because the no side was still the dominant energy. So work on that, and please stop labeling them as anything negative, because if you label them narcissist, guess what? You will only meet them on days where they are in a not so good energy, you know. So the universe always confirms you. So we need to work on that belief, on that assumption. Work on your assumption that they're amazing and the best person you've ever met. They treat you better than anyone else. And once this is dominant, then it will get pushed out, because everyone is pushed out. And then you will come and change. Because also, the longer you say, they're not coming, they're not coming, they're not coming, that's the order to the universe. They're not coming, keep them away. And you was like, oh, they're not coming. Okay, you want them not to come. We got it, right? So it's not even their fault, because you ordered it accidentally, right? And yeah, as soon as you're ready, they will have to follow. That's also the law of assumption. So I hope this video helped. If it did help, please again like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, or I see you on my social media or in a personal coaching. Until then, I wish you all the best now. Bye bye.